Wait, what? Xander, that's disgusting. He's the shooter? No.
I could have done that.
You could not. All right, real quick, if you're looking for my reaction to episode 17 of season 3, that's over on Allie's channel. I did a collab with Allie. I'm sure a lot of people in the Buffy community know her as a reactor, but we had a lot of fun. I mean, it's an incredible episode, great reaction. So if you happen to be watching along with my reactions, you don't know who Allie is, please head over to her channel. She reacts to Buffy. She has supernatural reactions, but just some great reactions. So just click the link in the description down below. You can head right over to Allie's channel, watch our reaction to episode 17, then come right back here and watch episode 18. So wow, episode 17 was absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. One of my favorite episodes of the entire show. Such a great twist. I can't emphasize enough how perfectly that was set up, and also just personally how satisfying it is to see our heroes come up with a genius plan, because I really think that was a genius plan. Like, that takes some strategizing at a high level, right? Like, we're trying to figure out information. It shows that our characters are being smart, suspecting what's going on with Faith. That was really intelligent of them to pick up on that. And then you have to credit the execution. I mean, dude, Angel gave give him an Oscar in the world of Sunnydale, because he killed it as Angelus. I mean, oh, I really want to go back and rewatch the episode knowing the twist now. And even more than that, it's not like it was just a fine episode with a twist. I just think in general, we're dealing with some very serious kind of themes of the show this season. And I feel like things are really escalating, and I like that. I think we're really building towards a season finale. Like I kind of discussed with Allie, I am getting more concerned because just the foundation of story work that's been laid, especially in the last couple episodes, makes me think that there's going to be a culmination and struggle, and it's going to take place on like a moral landscape, and Buffy is going to have a moment where she has to choose to either spare Faith's life. I think that's what it's going to be. I think there's going to be a moment where they fight, and Buffy has the chance to kill Faith. And like I kind of discussed in detail, I hope I'm not repeating myself too much and just boring my regular viewers, but it just would make sense with everything, kind of the duality. I really think that Faith as a character is a great foil to the character of Buffy, as well as, someone who might represent the worst tendencies that Buffy has, the path that she might go down if she kind of gave in to her worst urges, if that makes sense. Because Faith, ultimately, I think she's a very different personality than Buffy, but they're both very headstrong, and they both I think they also do have similarities with what they want out of life. And the difference is that Buffy so often in the show is sacrificing her own happiness, what she wants, her whims, to help the greater good, kind of to service the need for a Slayer to protect humanity, like a good hero, like honestly, like kind of Hero 101 stuff here, but executed very well. And Faith, it's really like a good villain, kind of villain 101, at least in my book. She is just the same thing without giving up anything that she wants. That's the priority. And there's also a level of, I really liked how the last episode brought to light, and I'm surprised I didn't pick up on this more clearly maybe, or read into this, but her making it clear that she felt like she was overshadowed by Buffy and was jealous, I guess, of her being seen as such a leader and being respected. And what's so interesting to me, and I forgot to bring this up last episode, but I really like now thinking back to episode 3 when Faith first shows up. And if you remember the dynamic of the group, everyone is kind of enamored with Faith's cool energy and just her vibe. And I get it, because she's a fresh new face, and she does have a pretty magnetic, charisma about her. She really does. It's part of the reason why we as the audience, at least I did, kind of fall for her character, in the sense that You're like, dang, like she's a cool new addition to the group. She's a great friend to Buffy, and with a a nice little flair that's exciting and different. Um, but Buffy, like the focus on that episode, Buffy was feeling somewhat insecure. Like she wasn't as cool as Faith, and she couldn't live up to being someone so free and so independent and so adventurous. And I thought that was more of just I think now to see the parallel of Faith feeling that a similar insecurity towards Buffy is so interesting. And I think the way that I something that I take from it is you know those romantic comedy movies where there's a fight between the couple before the final resolution, or something goes wrong, something goes bad that they have to resolve, but there's that tension, like, oh, are they going to get back together? The sad music is playing, and it shows one person like trying texting or picking up the phone, and then the other person in the other location also texting and picking up the phone, but neither of them make the call, and you as the audience are just, oh, both of you are feeling the same thing, but because you're both insecure in the same ways, you're not reaching out. That I feel like that's very human and actually very realistic. And so it's so cool to see that Faith is like feeling like Buffy is cooler than her, or has more respect or a better life, and is envious of Buffy at the same time, while Buffy, especially right away initially with that first impression, was kind of jealous of her. And I think that just hits on kind of something that I believe to be true about real life, is that so often I guess it's not. I made a long story short. The grass is always greener on the other side. I could have just simplified it like that. I'm acting like I'm reinventing the wheel here, but it's been expressed succinctly. But just that classic thing, where you're inside your own head, you're focused on your own life, your own thoughts, your own insecurities. You're comparing yourself to others, and it's so easy to forget that the people around you might be doing the exact same thing and feeling the exact same thing and thinking like, oh, this person is more beautiful than me, cooler than me, I can never be like them, while at the same time they're doing that. Or maybe they have something about their life that is a prison for them, and you look at that in their life and you think, wow, I'm so jealous they have this thing. And that's really, really cool. But overall, I think I'm just really admiring the overarching, like, through lines, the arcs that are so well connected, it seems like, from this entire third season. And I'm really hoping that it leads towards a satisfying epic finale. I'm pumped. I am pumped for the showdown with the mayor and Faith versus the Scoobies and Buffy. And I'm also very concerned. I'm going to throw out a prediction right here, because I think a character is going to die this season, and that's going to spur Buffy towards the temptation to the dark side. Sorry, I'm thinking about this right now. I haven't, fully made up my mind before filming. Let's see. I think Joyce is a possibility. I think Xander is a possibility. Cordelia, she better not be a possibility. Willow, I don't want to say this and jinx it, but I'm just going to say it because this is how I'm honestly thinking. I think Willow is safe. She better be safe. Let's not kill off Willow. If Oz dies, I'm done. I'm done with the show. Giles, same thing. I mean, it better not be Giles. You know what? It's going to be Giles, isn't it? No. Giles is too beloved of a character and too central. Although this is Joss Whedon, and I've learned he's just another George R. R. Martin. So, okay. Giles, Joyce, or Xander. Out of those are my top 3 picks, but I feel like I have to make a commitment. I'm just going back and forth. I'm gonna go with Xander, and it's really a toss up. I can't decide between of those characters who I'm most concerned for. But the reason I pick Xander is I actually think, from a storytelling perspective, that could be very, very fascinating, because they've had such a contentious relationship. Like, out of all those characters, I think Buffy has had the most, head butting with Xander, the most they've hurt each other, the most they've had the most disagreements. And there's something that I really think is a good storytelling technique, where a character dies when the last conversation that you had with them was bad, or you weren't on good terms with them, and then they die and it's too late for you to make that up. I know it's been done in other movies and shows, but I really like that. I mean, there's classic ways I feel like I've seen in lots of movies and shows. There's the route where there's a nice touching moment between the two characters before one of those characters dies to really make those emotions even more painful. But you can also do that from the opposite side. Like you can have a fight sequence between like a husband and wife, and then the wife dies and the husband is broken, and it's extra painful because the last thing he said to her, instead of "I love you," was something nasty or cruel. And so if they set up for, to me, that's extra gut wrenching, because you have that regret, you have that guilt, and it's also very fitting if that's the motivation to turn Buffy. I don't think she's going to turn to the dark side, but that would be a very fitting motivation, because when you're operating from a place of guilt and regret and fear, those emotions of the dark side. I keep doing Star Wars references. I'm sorry for anyone who doesn't get them or gets annoyed, but that would be very appropriate to kind of tempt Buffy to act out and maybe kill Faith in an unheroic, immoral way. But I don't know. This is a long pre-talk beforehand. I apologize. Let's just get into the episode. As always, if you want to watch the full unedited reactions to Buffy, those are all up on Patreon. Thank you to everyone who supports. Couldn't do this without your help. And let's get into today's episode, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 3, Episode 18. This does not look good. Why is Buffy running?
You demons can't resist a run and stumble, can you?
That's such an interesting looking demon. The other one just runs away. He's like, my buddy can die. I can't do this. I'm out of here. Wait, what was that?
So Scabby Demon got away?
Scabby Demon number 2 got away.
That's a great name for them, the Scabby Demon.
I don't like this whole no mouth thing.
Well, no mouth means no teeth.
That's true. Silver lining.
Unless they have them somewhere else.
Let's not think about that.
It's not the ritual flaying of the demon Azareth, nor the, I don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, this is not good.
The whole Faith Angel thing was for nothing.
Angel Charade has brought Faith's treachery into the open.
Yeah, I mean, I think it did that. And at least they know to be so concerned about the mayor and how powerful he is. Dude, are you late to the meeting?
Really sorry, I was detained. Official council business.
Yeah, right.
I was filling Buffy in on my progress regarding the research. Of course, my work is unofficial.
I like how Giles is like a freelance watcher, essentially.
I am pleased to state that the demon Azarath will not in any way be involved in... I'm sure we'll find out more soon.
That was really funny. That was really funny.
The demon Azarath?
Giles is like, I would never say something so dumb.
Even pretend bad. And like Faith.
He only kissed her for the greater good.
Yeah, it's like if your partner was an actor and had to kiss someone else.
Or maybe it wasn't. Maybe he wasn't even tempted. I just wish I could be sure.
Buffy, it was a good act. Like, let's not pile on Angel. I can understand why it's hard to watch, but I don't think he meant it at all.
Like we should all be awed by him because he can put a ball in a net.
Hey, Xander.
He said my name. He knows my name.
Did you finish the reading?
Most of it.
Percy.
I'll finish it at lunch.
That's my little trooper.
You watch the game, right?
Wouldn't miss it.
That's cool. Look at how Willow is helping this guy actually get his act together.
It says it can infect the host.
Infect? Infect? Giles. Infect?
Yes. I mean, we should be concerned. I agree with it.
There could be any number of explanations for your hand. I mean, a new fabric softener can cause irritation.
No. Not in Sunnydale. Not in this universe. There's no coincidence. There's no harmless danger.
Minimize your exposure.
Part of the demon. I hope it's not the outside part.
You're gonna have to start like wearing gloves or something. Get your whole superhero suit together, Buffy.
The pep rally is a place for pseudo-prostitutes to provoke men into a sexual frenzy, which when thwarted results in pointless athletic competition.
That sounds like a pleasant person.
The school paper is edging on depressing lately. Have you guys noticed that?
No, I always go straight to the obits.
Oz is just the coolest. He is the coolest.
It could be claws or scales.
What? Was it a boy demon?
Oh my gosh.
All these healthy young women. And I wonder why I ever wasted my time on Cordelia.
Wasted your time on Cordelia?
I can't stop it. What if it changes me? I mean, not just the way I look. All of a sudden, I could be something that's not me anymore.
Yeah, we need to figure out a solution. I'm down with Buffy being concerned.
Yeah, woohoo! Oh, sorry, I have to show support. He's needy. But I heard...
Oh, come on, Willow. Buffy has a major concern.
I'm sure you're gonna be okay.
How about we help her out and do some research on these demons and try to figure out if there's like an ointment or something. I don't know. They have like anti-demon lotion. And I feel like normally she'd go and confide with Angel, but because she feels, you know... Oh, wow, speaking of.
Now I'm gonna get a big case of the bumpies or a tail or something.
But that doesn't mean anything. I mean, sometimes demons, they just exaggerate their power.
I believe it. They oversell themselves.
I won't let anything happen to you if I can help it. No matter what, I'll always be with you.
Angel's just the best.
I'll love you, even if you're covered with slime.
That's so sweet.
I liked everything until that part.
I feel like something about this season, like seeing how much Angel has gone through, I don't know, I'm liking him more and more as a character the later on in the show we get.
It was an incredible game. I've never cheered so hard in my life. I still have knee marks on my
Well,
back.
they tried. They tried.
Still bet patrolling was way better, because, wow, important.
Well, I thought
That's so nice. Willow tries to like help her feel better.
I wonder if she and Wesley have kissed.
That's so interesting. I don't feel like we've ever heard someone's internal dialogue before.
you read my mind.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Buffy's reading people's minds. I mean, as far as demon, powers rubbing off, that's not too bad. I'll take reading minds over scales or growing a tail.
Whoa there.
Tell me they're going to meet Snyder and read his mind.
I'm sorry, Mr. Beachewa.
Students. If we could just get rid of all the students.
If we could just get rid of the students. Let me high-five that teacher.
Oh, look at that body.
She takes a step back. She's like, more mental compliments.
Shove it against that locker right now and just...
Yeah, keep walking.
The aspect thing? Because I gotta say, if it is way better than a tail.
There's an episode of The Twilight Zone that has a premise like this that I watched ages ago.
When I walked in a few minutes ago, you thought, look at her shoes. If a fashion magazine told her to, she'd wear cat strapped to her feet.
That sounds like a Giles thought.
Oh, this is astounding.
It was happening out in the hallway.
Okay, go meet the mayor and read his mind. Hurry. That's the way to defeat him. Read the mayor's mind.
Anticipate your opponent's every move. You turn his plans against him.
Oh, way better than that. Jealousy.
What?
Buffy. Right.
She's gonna get all the answers in school. She's like, forget stopping ultimate evil. I'm gonna be great in class.
Othello slept with his wife.
Buffy did the reading? Buffy understood the reading?
Willow.
It's Freddie Iverson. He writes those editorials for the school paper.
Bread crusts. That's deep. I should write that down.
Bread crusts are deep? Am I missing something?
He's not really a person. He's the dark half of Othello himself.
Whoa.
Nice. Very smart.
Very astute. I said something quite like that in my dissertation.
This is thought plagiarism, Buffy.
We can never really see what's in someone's heart.
Oh, great. This is making Buffy doubt whether Angel cares about her.
Sorry.
I can see why, like, just,
Sorry about
it's...
that.
Whoa, sorry, that could have killed him.
Just ducked out of school, and that's when they have it.
Let's be a little bit more careful with opening into sunlight. I mean, this isn't like letting the cold air in. This is like burn up and die.
Well, the thing about
You
fate...
can't get into my mind.
How did she...
Oh.
The thoughts are there, but they create no reflection in you.
Oh, I was so slow. I was like paying attention to the dialogue. I wasn't realizing what Buffy was even trying to do.
You don't have to play games with me, Buffy.
Well, you're not exactly Joe. Here's what I'm thinking.
He's the silent, mysterious type.
I don't want a bad girl. I've done that before. I've lived a long time, Buffy, and I'm past that.
He's like, that phase is over. Back in my youth at 500 years old, bad girls were my type, but now...
In 243 years, I've loved exactly one person. Next time, just ask.
Okay.
I do agree. I can understand why Buffy would do that, but I'm a little bit sad that she would try to... That's kind of a violation, right? To read someone's mind without letting them know, especially someone who you're quasi-dating. I don't know.
Immortality?
Exactly. I'm dying to get rid of that.
Funny.
I'm a funny guy.
I love how he delivered that with completely deadpan. You are funny, Angel.
Okay, what are you talking about? Because you are so creepy right now.
Oh, what's Cordelia thinking?
I am my thoughts. If they exist in her, Buffy contains everything that is me, and she becomes me. I cease to exist.
Oz, I love you even more, dude. He's like thinking existential philosophy questions. That's literally me. Oz, you are the best.
Naked women. Naked Buffy. Oh, stop me.
God, Xander, is that all you think about?
Actually? Bye.
I actually don't blame you, Xander. That's the good call. Run out of the room.
And I can just walk right
No
inside.
one else exists either. Buffy is all of us. We think, therefore she is.
I would love to talk about like Buddhism and philosophy with Oz. I really would.
Whatever. I wonder when I can go. Whatever. Can I go?
Cordelia speaks her mind. That's perfect.
I hate my body.
I do think that being able to read people's minds ultimately would be more of a curse than a blessing. But it's such a powerful weapon. I just hope they use it.
You can't shut it off.
That can't be true. That can't be true. They can't shut it off forever.
My normal.
Are you through with the mashed potatoes?
If I stand in just the right place, I sort of see into the armhole.
I like how we're just hearing like these overlapping voices and we get to experience how overwhelming it is.
This time tomorrow, I'll kill you all.
It's that kid. It's that kid, the editor kid. That's him for sure.
No, not this time. It's totally made up. Pure fiction.
Oh, she's trying to find who it is. I'm telling you, it's the editor kid. Come on. Yeah, this would be insane. I could see why this would drive you crazy. Oh, shoot.
It's okay.
Her eyes are opening.
Oh, it's like right back. Even after like fade to black, we fade in and we just hear those incessant voices.
Are you sure they meant it?
Yeah, I mean, who hasn't just idly thought about taking out the whole place with a semi-automatic?
Could you guys not think so loud? Or so much?
Buffy, you should go home. I'll take you home.
All of you keep a completely blank mind and then think of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
I mean, even if you can't get rid of it.
It's fine. I promise. If it doesn't go away, she'll go insane.
Oh.
There. You look better already.
Oh, she rejoices his mind.
Mom, please just come sit with me.
I've got laundry.
Why doesn't she want to?
You had sex with Giles? You had sex with
Oh,
Giles?
no.
We were teenagers on the hood of a police car?
Oh, no.
You feel better.
Twice?
Oh, my gosh. Oh, the worst one. Oh, of course. Joyce could not think about that.
Is something to be proud of?
Be quiet! Sorry, but this is important.
Willow's just too polite.
And use the sample questions. Today, people.
Yeah, we have a deadline. Let's go. I agree with Willow.
Fun, aren't they, Jonathan?
I guess.
We all have fantasies where we're...
Here we go. What was the episode where Willow was like this before with the intense interrogating?
But sometimes the fantasy isn't enough, is it, Jonathan? Sometimes we have to make it so people don't ignore us.
We need a spin-off like Law and Order series with Willow.
Hi, Mr. Beach. I was just wondering, were you planning on killing a bunch of people tomorrow?
Cordelia has the best questioning style, for sure. Okay, so it's obviously this guy. Can you have like mental earmuffs? Can Giles come up with some special thing that blocks the thoughts temporarily?
No proof that this is going to work, and it still requires the heart of the second demon, which we have no idea how to get without the Slayer.
Oh, let's call Faith. Oh wait, she's evil. Oh, maybe Angel will figure out the solution here. Angel is like rising in the competence score as well. He's really done some good moves. His demon always escapes. He's so quick.
Classmates are spying on me or otherwise acting suspiciously?
Right.
Not till just now.
That's actually a pretty good reply.
I'm just saying it's gotta be frustrating.
Oh, come on. It's not this dude.
You gotta be kind of filling up with resentment. Unexpressed rage just waiting to burst out.
Objection, leading the witness.
What secret? Being gay? Man, I'm out. I'm so out, I've got my grandma fixing me up with guys.
Good, good.
But it sounds like you're having a rough time with it?
I keep wondering if I'm hurting her with my thoughts.
I'm not. She can't pick one thought out of the den.
I feel like they missed the window to use this against the mayor. Okay, that was cool. Angel not even stopping with sunlight. Close the blind, somebody, so it doesn't get burned by accident. Oh, come on. Okay, how could people not be a fan of Angel this season? May cause side effects. Wait, what? He's the shooter? No. No way.
Okay.
It's not him. It's not him, you guys.
Believe it, Buster. You can't threaten a big murder without getting us pretty darn ticked.
Good for you, Willow.
Dingoes ate my baby, played their instruments as if they had plump Polish sausages taped to their fingers.
Sorry, man.
No, it's fair.
What? Oz just... When does Oz ever disappoint you? Ever.
Jonathan. Oh! I had him in my grasp. Slippery weasel.
I mean, we saw him with a gun, so I think it is him, even though I would not have suspected him.
Ooh, Jello.
That distracted you? How did that distract you? Come on, we're running out of time. Is that a real gun, though? That's actually, I think it's not a real gun. I think he has like a BB gun or something, and he's doing something totally different. Nice. Those are some...
I could have done that.
You could not. That was an insanely cool move.
Get away from me.
Dang, no, maybe it is real.
Go away.
Never gonna happen.
Yeah, Buffy's not going away.
You all think I'm an idiot. A short idiot.
I don't think about you much at all.
I think that's totally honest.
You have all this pain, all these feelings, and nobody's really paying attention.
Yeah, Buffy can relate.
I understand about the pain.
Oh, right. Because the burden of being beautiful and athletic, that's a crippler.
To an outsider, no one could understand, but Buffy does understand.
You are an idiot.
Careful insulting him, though, with a gun.
The guys that pick on you. Everyone, you could hear what they were feeling. Loneliness, the confusion.
I think she's so right, but just grab the gun, please. He might not be listening to reason. Come on, clock him, you're right there.
You know, I could have taken that by now. I know.
Dang. Maybe she did change his mind. That's... Yeah, it seems real.
Prison? No, it's a lot like high school, only instead of noogies.
What are you talking about?
Actions having consequences.
Oh, he's not the shooter. He's not.
I wouldn't ever hurt anybody. I came up here to kill myself.
Oh, wow. Okay, I was right. It's not him. It wasn't a fake gun. It was a suicide. First of all, Xander, that's disgusting. Rat poison?
Rat poison! Rat poison!
It actually is her? Wow, I thought it was the other guy.
Vermin. You're all vermin. You come in here and you eat and you eat.
What do you mean they eat? Imagine she's like an insanely good fighter. That would be so funny. It's like, I do jujitsu all the time. Nope, out cold. Dang, I mean, what a twist. I didn't see that coming. I thought they were going to cut back to the creepy editor guy and he was going to have another gun or something.
Hi, Giles. Oh, I should get to the yearbook office. I'm gonna give him the murderer profiles.
Are they going to have a conversation about Joyce?
Toting a piece to school and not exactly winning him a place with the in crowd. But I think he's dealing.
I feel bad for Jonathan.
Except he's starting to get that look. You know, like he's gonna ask me to prom.
Oh, shoot.
It'd be good for his self-esteem if you...
Oh, come on. What am I, St. Buffy? He's like 3 feet tall.
Oh, come on.
We can work it after school. You know, if you're not too busy having sex with my mother.
She does bring it up. Giles walks into a tree, and just like that, we cut to credits. Man, what an ending. All right, so that's Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 3, Episode 18. I really like that episode. I mean, part of me does miss... I thought we were going to be continuing directly some of the big things we saw with the Mayor and Faith, and I'm still very, very excited to get to that just because it's very, very compelling, and I'm kind of on the edge of my seat to see where that goes. But this one, you know, we had an interesting take. You know, I like the angle. Like I said, there's a Twilight Zone. If anyone knows the name of the Twilight Zone episode where I'm not saying that Buffy is ripping off of that. I think many different shows and movies have the trope of someone being able to read people's minds and like how that affects the way they view other people or they learn something from that. But it was interesting. I mean, I like how they show how very quickly a power like that will backfire and end up becoming a terrible thing. I don't know. To me, I've thought it through just hanging out with friends. You know, the idea of talking about superpowers is just one of those conversations. And I think very easily reached the conclusion that I wouldn't want the ability to read people's minds for a number of reasons. So, but I kind of agree with the take of this episode personally for how it would go down if you did have that ability. To combine it, though, with the premise of a school who we think is... I'm worried about getting demonetized saying the term, but you all know what we're talking about. I mean, it's something that is, you know, a very heavy topic and cultural issue that's relevant now, unfortunately. But I liked that, and it was interesting to combine an episode focused on people's thoughts with someone lashing out against all the students and committing this horrific, you know, crime. I don't know if I fully know why they connected those things. I mean, I think there's some obvious connections, just kind of how Buffy explained in her speech with Jonathan, which is probably my favorite scene of this episode, was just the moment there where she was able to reach him on an emotional level. And but by having the power to read people's thoughts and spend some time in their heads, I think there's so much truth in what she said. I truly believe this myself. I think that the reality is that everyone is afraid, in pain, struggling, insecure, to just varying degrees. And almost similar to some of the things I was saying before watching this episode with Faith and Buffy, I think can be shown here. The idea of, you know, everyone feeling like other people's lives are perfect, and that people who are attractive, you know, physically or smarter or taller or stronger or whatever, you know, it could be any list of qualities that you feel inadequate about, or you feel like people have a better, you know, are more gifted or more blessed in that sense. I do think the reality is, if you traded places with people, I think you would be surprised oftentimes with the internal struggles that they deal with, and maybe even surprised with the similarities with your own thoughts. I mean, I do think there's variety. I mean, and you could almost say that the variety of people's different thoughts were represented not only with Buffy doing the mind reading, but I actually like the scene where all the different Scoobies were interrogating people, trying to figure out, who the killer was, because it was a good humorous way to kind of highlight some of the different styles and different approaches. And there's just something so adorable about Willow, how she puts on this persona of an intense interrogator. Just every time I see that, I'm very amused, and it's very endearing to her character. So I'm down to see Willow go like the hardcore bad cop vibe any day. Like, I'm not going to get tired of that gag whatsoever. Oz had some great moments this episode. He's another character who I've liked since the beginning, since he showed up. But I want to do character rankings again. Hopefully I'll do some more live streams, because I feel like my opinions on the characters and who I like best has changed. Not hugely, but for sure, especially some of the mid-tier rankings. I feel like my favorites, I still love Snyder, I still love Cordelia, I still love Buffy, but Giles, I don't know, that it would be interesting. I haven't thought it all through, but I definitely have, I think, changed from what my opinion was. I think the last time I did those character rankings was either towards the end of season 1, or I think it was more like halfway through season 2. But I don't know. I'd be curious to hear people's thoughts, because I think there's a lot that you can explore with the themes. This is definitely a more serious theme. I mean, the idea of the lunch lady poisoning all of them, and she's like, all you guys do is come in here and eat. I don't know. I feel I'm just looking at her like, as opposed to what? Like, they're high school kids eating at, like, what's so bad about eating? You get paid. It's a job. Like, if she was angry at anybody, I would say be angry at Snyder for not paying her enough. Maybe, it's a little bit like there's a disconnect there for who you're upset at and why. And obviously not surprising, considering anyone who's actually willing to poison students. I mean, how insane is that? I mean, convenient that thank goodness Xander got distracted by Jell-O. I don't know how that's possible. I mean, I enjoy food, and if you put a delicious plate of something that I was starving for, that would get my attention. But I don't think when there's a school, a possible killer, that would distract me. I really don't. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll be in that situation one day, and there will be just these amazing chocolate chip cookies or whatever I feel like, and I'll just go for that. But I mean, it all worked out. Thankfully, Xander was distracted by the Jell-O. Good thing he noticed. Good thing on top of that lady was doing that so out in the open. It's just, the whole thing was crazy. But I am very relieved that it wasn't Jonathan. Funny enough, I'm pretty sure that I didn't know his name until this episode, and I know I've heard, people talk about characters in the like, I recognized the character, but I just never remembered his name. So I feel kind of guilty myself as the audience member. I was just like Buffy and all the other students, ignoring him. Like, kind of, and it's so that there's some truth, I'm guilty of it like everyone else, seeing him as someone else, like not one of the central characters that I'm concerned about, not even bothering to, I'm sure they mentioned his name in the show beforehand, and I recognized the guy, and I always kind of thought he was funny, but I never knew who he was until this episode. So I guess that's very appropriate to have his character be the one who feels like he's ignored and left out. And it's sad. I think high school is a tough time period for a lot of people, and I don't know. I really empathize with the struggle of someone in high school, struggling, feeling like they have no friends, feeling like they're unpopular, or they're overlooked. I think that just that age and that environment can really set someone up to feel horrible if they're in the wrong situation, the wrong circumstances. And because you don't have more of a perspective and some wisdom that comes with age, it can really feel like you're trapped and things aren't going to get better. But I don't know, it was a good performance from that actor, and that was a very touching scene. And it's an episode I'm going to remember, and I feel like I apologize if my thoughts are feel incomplete. That's kind of the way I feel thinking about this episode. I'm not sure, how all the messages, how to process everything. But those are just my random thoughts about this episode. I'd love to hear people's kind of considerations on this one as well. I'd imagine this episode is not as popular as some of the ones like last episode, or just some things that involve some of the big arcs of the show and are very exciting. And I understand that, but at the same time, I also like having episodes like this that explore a very serious theme. And real quick before I wrap this up, Angel. I'm really liking Angel. I think that I've always thought that he's really shown, his genuine care for Buffy, to a very he's to a sacrificial degree where he's willing to give his life for her. And it's so satisfying to see someone, just launch into action and like get something done, like not sit around, discussing like, how are we going to do this? Angel like takes the initiative, and Buffy's in danger. He is finding out a way to protect her, and he's not letting anything stop him. And that's just very satisfying to see a character, with that type of drive and initiative. I like how he's doing that. I even like how understanding he is when Buffy, feels uncomfortable with what happened with Faith, because ultimately I would understand Buffy's, frustration or the complexity if she wasn't in on the plan from the beginning. Maybe if she had been fooled by him as well, then those emotions, even though it's revealed that Angel didn't really like Faith when he's kissing her and all that stuff, it was all just an act. You could understand why Buffy, it's painful, even though there's a reveal that he wasn't, falling for her or something. But I also understand, still seeing Angel act as Angelus and doing that with Faith. It's normal to feel uncomfortable with that. But I just like the way that Angel handled that when talking to Buffy, where he's kind of understanding and reassuring instead of reacting negatively himself, as if, he thinks Buffy, he approaches Buffy the way that so often I feel like with complex issues, her other friends are more judgmental or less helpful. So I like seeing how Angel does that. I mean, I know it's an impossible couple, but it's too bad because, since the end of Jenny and Giles, I think Buffy and Angel are my new favorite couple. It used to Oz and Willow, but since, all that went down, they're no longer, even though they still kind of get along. But anyways, that's enough about my thoughts. Thank you to everyone for watching along. If you want to see next week's reaction, that's up on Patreon right now. Going to be coming around to YouTube next week. Thank you to everyone for watching. And as always, remember, be active, be mindful, and be a hero.